Hello and welcome to another Teqball World Series event, and we're back in China for the second time of the 2024 season. And a very good afternoon to you from the Chinese capital, from myself, Tim White. Thankfully, we've had some problems with the weather, but it's great today, as you can see, almost cloudless, as we look forward to another Teqball World Series event, and in Beijing for the first time. Big crowd out here in the capital city, a city of 22 million. However, it isn't even the biggest city in China. That, of course, is Shanghai. 3 finals for you today as we approach the end of the season. One more Masters event and then the World Championships. But all eyes today on the men's singles final, followed by the mixed doubles final and the men's doubles final to wrap up. The Great Wall of China, a huge and magnificent nation steeped in history, but a place where one of the world's youngest and fastest growing sports will be making its own history today. After the success of a second visit to Qingdao, we're now in the magnificent Beijing, in the Olympic Park, and the route to the final for our first main event of the day sees the top seed Apo Georgiak against Marek Pokwat, who has a chance to win his first big international tournament, having come through the hard way. Head-to-head record between the two, and it seems like a one-way street in favour of the Romanian Apo Georgiak, but the Pole has been improving, and having only won one set in their 5 previous encounters, will hope for better today. The Olympic Park is a real mix of people and cultures, all sorts of events taking place here, a lot of people wandering around, lovely shots from the Bird's Nest Olympic Stadium, you may remember, from the Olympic Games staged here. Quick introduction to our match referee. And then we're into the main event, and the world number 1, Apo Georgiak, but not the world champion at the moment. The world champion was knocked out earlier in proceedings. Didn't even make the semi-finals that were held this morning. And his opponent, Marek Pokwat from Poland, relatively new name right at the top of Teqball, but regular Tekkers will recognise the Polish player who's been knocking on the door but not quite made the breakthrough until now. Just 19 years of age, Pokwat, but he will be confident going into this one after a great series of results. But Apo Georgiak starts the huge favourite, and I should just tell you that we have over 80 competitors this week in 3 categories and 14 countries represented. Quite often events recently have been dominated by Thailand and by Hungary as well, but no domination this time. It's widely spread. Csaba Banyik, the only player who's got through to 2 finals in the doubles, and we'll see him in the next 2 events coming up. But as you saw, Apo Georgiak with an illustrious CV now in this sport. But from the Gobek Teqball team, Pokwat should provide stiff opposition. As you see, he's had 8 sets won and just 1 set lost. No group stage because of the bad weather, which is the usual format on these World Series events. Dignitaries from FITEC and across the world, FITEC the governing body, in the VIP seats here. So 22 degrees, nice temperature, and there has been a bit of wind, but it hasn't caused too much of a problem in the events leading up to the final. So let's get underway then for Beijing 2024. Georgiak with a strong serve. A lot of distance here for Pokwat to try to get the ball back on the ball, and he can't get there. And Georgiak takes the opening point. Well, all the experience in the world for the world ranked number 1 against the world ranked number 5. Adrian Dushak, the world champion, was knocked out earlier, and Pokwat doing well, taking an early point. So if you're new to Teqball, it's first one who can get to 12 who will win the set, even if it gets to 11-all, we just have a deciding point. Unless it goes to a deciding third set, then you must win by 2. Serves are in batches of 4.
Out.
And you can follow all the players on social media, and
Second
we'll be asking for your views on the most valuable player of the tournament, male and female, a little bit later.
Out. Point to player in yellow.
Pokwap will have thought that he should have got that one, really. No long rallies yet. A little bit of nerves, I think, coming out for the final from the Polish player. As we said, a relatively novice in the big matches. Went short there, but it'll come back with interest from Georgiak. He liked that one, set himself up nicely. Pokwap didn't do enough. You cannot make your last touch over the net halfway on the table, and that may have been what put off Marek on that point.
Change of service.
Record prize money for this week's event in Beijing. For a World Series event, $60,000 up for grabs. Georgiak in again, and it's too good, is it? Yes, it is.
Player in yellow.
First defensive touch from Pokwap, but the number 5 seed couldn't bring it under control. As I said, he's been emerging force, and that's why he's gone ahead of the likes of Marajovic and some of the other Hungarians
First service.
in the world rankings.
Out.
Yeah, the group
Second
stages
service.
were dispensed with for lack of time, and we went straight into a knockout phase, but it's been good since that first day of the weather here. Georgiak in again, hoping to stretch the lead here and get a second point on the serve of Pokwap. Goes in with a header. That's going to be difficult to recover. Can't do it. And Georgiak at the moment in control of this opening set. Best of 3 sets. In July we were in Qingdao. We didn't have the men's singles. It's a new addition. Quite often for the World Series we'll have 3 categories out of those available. 5 in total. Georgiak setting himself up for a big one again, and this time Pokwap went a little bit too far back because Georgiak found the dipping edge of the table. Had it touched the edge, it would have been a replay point, but as you can see it was quite near the foot of the table, but not hitting the edge. If it hits the side of the table, you lose the point. Edge, you replay the point. It's an edge ball. Pokwap setting himself up better this time, goes for the head, but Georgiak will get it again with that famous right foot. Let's go! And at the moment it's all Romania against Poland in this final. The serve will change again, and Georgiak is in a commanding position, having taken all 4 against his opponent.
First service.
Top seed justifying his world number 1 ranking at the moment. We're at the Olympic Park in Beijing if you're just joining us.
Second service.
Wonderful setting. There are the Instagram pages. Oh, ace on second serve from Georgiak. Skimmed the table, got the angle. Little bit of spin on that one. Pokwap helpless, and he's been given a Teqball lesson here. No mercy spared by the world number 1. Georgiak 4 points from the opening set in the blink of an eye.
Net.
Even if it touches and then it goes on the table, it is still going to be a second serve.
Second service.
No ace this time. Pokwap had it covered. Should be well positioned here to win the point, and does do so. Perfect setup. Finish with his left foot across the table. The angle too good, and the force too good. And just getting a couple of points will settle him down a little. Had a 2-0 victory over Boldisar Levic in the quarterfinals and overcame Bogdan Marajovic. Big name in world doubles. We'll see him later, but the Serb was also vanquished in the semis. Ahead of him in the world rankings now, as I said, but it's been Georgiak all the way. Beat Adam Blažević in the semi-final. Former world champion. But it's Georgiak here, turning on the pressure, tries to go short. Pokwap had it covered. Will be in for the big one. Is it over halfway? It's deemed legal. If his boot made contact with the ball over the halfway, it would have been an illegal attack. No VAR here. It's up to the 2 referees. There's a supporting referee down underneath where this camera is shooting from.
Net.
Oh, he thought he got that clean, but the referee deeming that there was a touch on the net. See there, it's not about first serve accuracy, all of it, is it? It's what you do with the power in the second serve. He's even had an ace so far as well, but lost 2 of the 3 on this set of 4. So Pokwap finding his feet in the final and going in for the kill. Really good. One of the advantages is being able to play with both feet. And quite a good comeback there, taking 3 of the 4 points against serve, but it can be hard in men's singles to win the points on your serve. There you see 3 in a row. But he'll be hard-pressed to get this back in play. Oh, he's lost control of that, surely.
Out.
Well,
Point to player
not a
yellow.
bad effort from there. And Georgiak moves a step closer. Yeah, unless you get a really killer first serve, the opponent has every chance to try and get the first blow in the rally. Wearing the T-shirt of the Godek Teqball team.
Second
It's Marek
service.
Pokwap serving at 4-9. It's a good serve, but again, there'll be time with the 3 touches to set it up and smash it away. And already, I have to say, another title seems to be beckoning for Apo Georgiak. Been the world #1 singles player for quite a while now. Beautifully found.
First service.
Corner of the table.
Net.
Second serve though for Pokwap. Most of his first serves have gone in, but hasn't
Second
found a way
service.
past the Romanians' defences. It's a great hit. The first touch gave him
Point
half a
player
chance,
yellow.
but it wasn't good enough for him to get it back in the rally. And we have numerous set points here. 3 more points in a row for Apo Georgiak, and Pokwap's threatened comeback has been absolutely
Set point to
smothered
player
here.
yellow.
So
First service.
7 set points. It looks
Out.
inevitable. Pokwap trying with his second serve here to keep the first set
Second
alive
service.
in the first of the 3 finals today at the Olympic Park in Beijing.
Out.
And
Double
it's a
fault.
captain's
Point to player
double
yellow.
fault, and it is the set by 11 points to 4. A great performance there from Georgiak. Pokwap, I think his head went down once that little comeback had been vanquished, and Georgiak took total control again. Signs that Pokwap can provide something a little better in the second set. But 4 points in a row to round off that set. And the Romanian, as expected, justifying that top seeding and taking it 12 points to 4. Well, it's going to be very difficult for him to come back. Getting some help. These statistics from the first set. First serves in 50%, just the 1 ace for Georgiak on that second serve, and just the 1 double fault right at the end. Winners 4-2, unforced errors from Pokwap, 3 of them. Didn't play the best that we know he's capable of. Let's hope for better and a more competitive second set. Georgiak won't hope so. He'll be quite content to have another easy victory. The huge towers, you can get up them, 230 metres high. We've got a few lovely shots
First service.
during the week from the towers. Glorious weather in Beijing. Set number 2 of final number 1. Mixed and men's doubles finals to come. Polish player in here goes short for the
Point
harvester
player in
and
black.
does well. Let it low over the net. When his opponent was back expecting a big hit, it's a vital tactic to be used. Lovely deft touch. World number
First
1
service.
couldn't get there. A good start. If he can come away with 2-2 with the first 4, it'll show a signal of intent. Georgiak setting himself up nicely. Has to go with the head though. It's a good one. But Pokwap will also be able to go with a big hit here
Point to
and
player
take
in
the
black.
point on the right foot with a smash. So the reset button was pressed by Pokwap, who
First
seemed
service.
to lose belief in that first set, was already probably concentrating on this second set. Can he take it into a decider? Georgiak will go with the boot. Oh, he's done that beautifully this time. What a fabulous shot, because there was some distance between where he addressed the ball and the net, and that's the key. You need to get it as close, but obviously not beyond the net.
First service.
Said Pokwap wanted at least 2. If you can get a 3-1 lead, It would be fantastic for him, but he
Point
can't.
player
Georgiak
yellow.
goes short and levels it up. Not quite the
Change of
traditional
service.
harvester. Almost put it around the net with the angle he was using. Take another look at that. The first set to steady, second setup, feigning the big hit.
First service.
Too difficult for the pole to get it back.
Out.
So a lot depends on this four now, because Popkwap will be hoping to take
Second service.
3 of these. Georgiak under pressure on the second serve here. It's a lot easier serving when you have a big lead, of course. And that's a fine hit with the left foot. Popkwap winning as many points on his left foot as his right. Able to take the ball where it naturally goes and not have to try to get it back on the other foot. Huge advantage. Oh, what a good serve that is to level us up in this second set. Kept it so low over the net, skimmed off the table. So difficult to deal with. It's the skill you learn with the curved table.
Second service.
Here we are in the Olympic Park in Beijing, and it's a double fault from Georgiak. We saw one in the first set from this player, and now the tables are turned, and Popkwap is leading in the second.
Out.
Just a little problem here with serve from Georgiak.
Second service.
Popkwap moving in for the left foot shot. Good first control, brilliant for Georgiak. Can he keep it in, Popkwap? So much distance, can't use his foot again. Fantastic, but you feel it'll come back with interest here. Sniper's header, but it's going to be another headed return from Popkwap. Best rally of the match, gone short. Popkwap read it well, setting himself up. Goes with his foot again, but didn't get the blasted shot away. Good header, wins the point. Really good rally, good defence on both sides, but Popkwap will be pretty distraught not to have taken that point. Had to make his mind up late on the previous shot. Some brilliant defensive work, but the power on the head of those neck muscles giving the point to Georgiak, and he needed that. Service over, 4-4 here. So both serves have been shared at 2-2. What will this batch of four bring us? It's a good serve, coming round on the right foot and hits the side. He'll lose the point. As I said at the start of the broadcast, a side ball is not legal. Edge ball, you replay the point. I haven't had an edge ball yet, usually get a few. And we don't have VAR today, by the way, in this tournament.
Net.
Well, techers around the world spreading the word.
Second service.
One of the most
Net. Double fault.
quickly growing sports in the world, and especially in Asia. And China has grasped and run with the excitement of this terrific sport. Fast moving, something everyone can compete in. Many more sports centres and councils are getting Teqball tables now. Anyway, back with the match. Good hit, not over halfway. Another attack that's deemed legal, and Georgiak takes the point again. Popkwap still well in this one, but once you get that brilliant first defensive touch to control it, you can set yourself up with a second. Yeah, you can see there the toss of the ball, drew it inside a little, always likely to go very close to the edge, but couldn't even clip the edge to give him another chance. So we're on a second serve here. Again, the good defensive touch, the good setup, the good hit. This time well positioned with the chest. Should be able to get something here. 3 on the chest. Don't see that too often. In with a sniper header. Not quite as powerful or well directed. Could use the foot. Oh, he's trying to use backspin there. Well played. Because now he's got the advantage. 3 touches to 1, but he misses it. Georgiak takes the point and moves ahead by 2 for the first time in this second set. And that is a poor mistake from Popkwap. He will rue that. When Georgiak had only got 1 touch, didn't put much on it. This man was in control of the rally, but didn't hit the header.
First service.
Relief for Apo Georgiak, world number 1. Fighting back here from point down, as you see, at 5-4 to 7-5 ahead. All the 3 touches, yeah, 2 on the body. Had to suddenly change plans. And he's taken a timeout after a run of 4 points against him. Yeah, just will feel that things are going against him, that he isn't having the luck right now just when it mattered. Had competed admirably. 5-4 up in this second set, having lost the first, scoring only 4 points. Scan on your screen now to visit us and vote for your best athletes of the day, male and female. See the female in the mixed doubles later. Well, there are a couple of problems for Marek Pokwap then, as Georgiak protects himself from the beating sun in the Chinese capital. 15 seconds left on the timeout. Yeah, Pokwap missing that header, and that was really, at this level, almost unforgivable error. He was in control of the point, and that would have put him right back in it. But then 7-5 instead of 6-6, and then a little bit of misfortune when there was a double touch on the body, robbing him of the chance in the 13th point. So back underway, 4 points from the title, another title for Georgiak. Enormous distance, won't go over the net. And again, looking a little bit like he did in the first set. Pokwap a little dispirited here.
First service.
3 points away. 2 more serves to come in this set of 4 for Apo Georgiak. Pokwap realistically has to take both.
Second service.
Chababanyik serving from a huge height. You can pick up quite a few aces. It's the advantage having served, but it's become so good defensively that it's not the advantage for most players on serve. More even. Gets one of the points back. Needs to take this one as well. Needs to repel the Georgiak serve. 1 ace so far, and that came on the second serve. Still to come, mixed doubles and men's doubles. 3 finals in Beijing and the latest of the World Series events. Georgiak defending well, setting himself up for the header, but misses the header, goes long. So Pokwap not quite back in it, I wouldn't say yet, but a good last 2 points there. It was a good hit, but Georgiak defending superbly. Expected him to make that one. No emotion showed by Pokwap, still work to do, but he's back in it. It's 7-9 now.
Second service.
Well, has to get at least 2-2 to stay alive in his hopes of forcing a final set. Georgiak, oh, he's out of position here though. No panic from Pokwap. Didn't try to rush it and make a mistake. Georgiak with a little harvester, beautifully done. Tactically, excellent work. And such a relief to take the first in the set of 4, but especially when he was on the wrong side of the table by, 3 meters or so at one point. Got back into position. Skims the table, gets the ace. Well, not quite an ace, was it? It was a touch from Georgiak, but a service winner. Look at the spin on the ball there, taking it down. A little bit of backspin. Glides off the table, perfect serve.
Net.
This time, too low. Clips the net. Has to get it on the surface.
Second service.
On the far side of the table this time. Marek Pokwap, youngster in Teqball terms. Have had a 16-year-old competing this week and caused a big upset earlier. But it's Georgiak now. No upset here, in control. Pokwap coming back at him though. Georgiak can go in with a big hit here, but misses the table. 2 points in a row from Georgiak. He is human. He does make mistakes. Well, from 9-7 at the start of the serves and from 8-5 at the timeout, 9-5 thereafter, it's a big run here. 4 points out of 5 for Marek Pokwap, but he trails by just 1. Last serve of his set of 4.
Net.
Clip the net again. Be fantastic if he could take this set. For the crowd, for us watching, and also for him himself, of course. Georgiak has no intent of giving it away. It's just clipped the edge. There's our first edge ball of today's finals. Quarters and semis were played this morning.
Repeat rally.
There you see, just gives an unnatural bounce when it comes off the edge, and whereas in table tennis, it's your lucky day if you get an edge. Not so in Teqball. Fairer. Georgiak had to gallop there, getting his touch early before it went beyond halfway.
Out.
And
Point
Marek
to yellow.
Pokwap cannot control that. So match points now. 3 of them. Because even if it gets to 11-11, it'll still be match point, but also set point. In the nick of time.
Match point to player
Looks
in
like
yellow.
Georgiak
First service.
on the brink here.
Out. Second service.
Huge name in the sport of Teqball.
Net. Double
Poor
fault. Point
Georgiak
to player in black.
has double faulted twice in this set now. Well, that's one of the 3 match points.
First service.
Here's the second. Better serve, but excellent position to defend. Could have gone with the head there, but went short. Georgiak didn't catch him out with a one touch. It's
Point to
missed.
player in yellow.
Another mistake for the number 5 seed. Hands the set, the match, the title to Apo Georgiak. The number 1 ranked player in the world. Couldn't quite gain the World Championship last year, but will start favourite in Vietnam this year to reclaim the crown. Undoubtedly the world's best singles player, and he's won it into Apo Georgiak. Perfect throughout the week here. The world champion gives him a celebratory little hug. But it's Apo Georgiak who defeats Marek Pokwap, and maybe the last point typified it. The whole match really. He's done so well to get to the final. Will improve his world ranking again, but missed some crucial points that he could easily have taken, and especially in this second set might well have been his. So overall 24 points to 14 looks like a one-sided. It was the first, but not in the second. Much better from Marek Pokwap, and vital experience gained, but 7 winners to 4 in favour of Georgiak, and 4 fewer unforced errors show that Apo Georgiak was the worthy winner. 12-4, 12-10, the result in our first final of the day. Well, we still have 2 more finals to come, and we have the presentation, of course, for all the finals as well. Congratulations for the Romanian. So we will have a look at the highlights of today's final. The first of the 3 finals, Apo Georgiak winning it in 2. You're watching Teqball, the World Series continuing in Beijing at the Olympic Park, and 1 down, 2 to go in terms of the finals, and it's Csaba Bányik time in a few minutes' time. Absolutely beautiful setting and thankfully beautiful weather. Well, the top 2 seeds have come through as you look at the route to the final. Bányik and Ach against Dejerun and Subawadi Wonghamchan. Been a difficult route for both of them. Hungarians occupying 3 of the 4 semi-final places, but it is the top seeds that came through. This should be a close one. As you see, there has been a victory before for Pakpong and Subawadi, and the Thais are used these days to going to events and picking up trophies. Banyik and Hatch have become one of the foremost partnerships in the world. That's why they're top seeds. Qasim Al Hassan of Lebanon is our lead referee for this one. And introducing the Hungarian partnership. And what a partnership they've been. Clearly top seeds. It's quite a chase behind them, a long way behind though. You'll find the second, third and fourth ranked teams all pretty even, to be honest, but just edging the second in the world, standing in second seeding here. Pakpon Dejeron and Superwadi Wongham-chan, doubles specialists, particularly Superwadi. Just a surprise that we're not seeing Jutatip in the final today, the almost undefeatable in women's doubles. But it's the mixed doubles followed by the men's doubles in this World Series event in Beijing. So the second of the finals. Csaba Banyik and Christina Hatch will start favourites for this one. And Banyik will also be in men's doubles action later with Balázs Katz against the Serbian former world champs Nikola Mitro and Bogdan Morojevic. Well, one of the most famous names and one of the most likeable guys as well in world Teqball. Have lost a set this week in their run to the final, but the partnership built up with Christina Hatch in the last couple of seasons has seen them dominate proceedings. Competitive category, the mixed though, and usually very, very enjoyable to watch and spectacular. Dejeron, in the shadow of some of the Thai players, particularly the women, but progressing himself now in all categories, representing the Navy club. They get together so often to have national training. Players who've progressed from another sport, Sepak Takraw, the local sport, and so many of them switching over to Teqball full time. Only a year and a half ago, really, since Thailand emerged on the world Teqball stage. So the team in yellow from Thailand will get this one underway. Superwadi with the first serve.
Point to team in green.
Good start for Csaba.
First service. Out.
Well, always good when you get a final that features the top two seeds.
Second service. Point to team in green.
Dejeron and Wongham-chan were scheduled to be in the final in Qingdao a couple of months ago in the previous World Series event, but rain ruined the hopes there. There was a no result in the all-time final against Tipon and Tongkot. Hatch setting it up for Banyik, that big leg, the big levers of the Hungarian. Overhead, missed from Superwadi. Superwadi Wongham-chan just had her 30th birthday earlier this month. Congratulations to her. Gabriela Cotter and Christina Hatch forming a women's partnership often. But it's mixed doubles. This
second service
event in Beijing. Thankfully, better weather than we had for finals day in Qingdao, the third ever event to be held in China in the World Series of Teqball. Oh, a little knee over. Hatch on the wrong side of the table. That doesn't matter. Oh, bounced twice on the table. Good start here. Clean sweep of the serve. Well, watch the serve from Csaba Banyik if you haven't seen this before. The best server on the circuit. Well defended by Jejeron. It's gone beyond halfway though.
Point
And
to Team in Green.
even though it went on the table there, you don't have to take 3 touches, but both players on the team do have to touch it. And even if Superwadi Wongham-chan had got a touch, it would have been over halfway, so an illegal attack. So you can take a minimum of 2 touches, but 3 is the maximum. In singles, of course, as we've just seen, you can just take 1 touch. You get awkward. Knew she couldn't get the overhead here. Just not clicking at the moment for the team from Thailand. And so often recently, the Thais have been dominating the doubles categories. Chava Banyik
First service.
was champion in the world,
Point
and
to
now
Team in Green.
looking to make up for missing out in Qingdao. The men's doubles and the mixed doubles featured all Thai finals. And in the women's doubles, Superwadi and Jutatip Kuntatong beat Christina Ach and her partner
First service.
Gabrielle Cotter. But so far, never seen a whitewash at World Series level. Still on at the moment. 7-zip. Last of Chava's 4 serves. Good big hit. Difficult here to get anything. Oh, it's a bit miscontrolled, but it comes back for the sniper header. Oh, edge ball given. Not a winner. Chava's upset by that one. Merciless. Wanted an 8th point, but it'll be a replay point. The Lebanese umpire says, take it again, Chava.
First service.
Well, they've needed this, I think. Hungarians inventing the sport, dominating for a long time, but a good hit from Superwadi. Excellent touch from Ach,
Out.
but Chava's missed it.
The Team in Yellow.
Banyik mistake finally gets the team
Change
in
of
yellow
service.
off the mark, and the team in yellow
Now
representing
serving
Thailand.
Team in Yellow.
Pakpong and Superwadi Wongham-chan.
First service.
So, Dejeron hoping to get the first point on serve for the Thai
Net.
pairing, but he can only find the Perspex net on the Teqball table. On the screen, the Instagram addresses.
Second
Find
service.
the profiles of all your Teqball heroes.
Double fault. Point
Yep.
to Team in Green.
Clip the net again, double fault. First of the match, but just not firing at the moment. They've still got the next set to come, even if
First
this set
service.
does look beyond them. But we've seen before, teams can easily
Net.
get on a run and get 3 or 4 points, and it can change the whole outlook of a set. Doesn't look likely at the moment. You never know. Dejeron
Second
trying to
service.
avoid another double fault here, first and foremost. 38 years of age in November. Superwadi goes to the big one, makes this one.
Point to
Even
Team in Yellow.
bounces over the head of the giant Chava Banyik. 6'4", 6'5", but even he stood right at the end of the arena with his 194, 195 frame, couldn't stop that one.
First service.
Well, Superwadi's a great player, but even she has been probably overshadowed a bit by Jutatip,
Point to
but
Team in
it's
Yellow.
an ace that's given. They just had to make sure that it wasn't going to be an edge ball. And they got this one back here from 8-1 to 8-3. Talked about going on a run.
First
They've
service.
left it late. They need at least 4, probably 5 points in a row. 2 accrued. 8-3.
Out.
Last of their 4 serves, so they will have a chance on Christina Ach's serve to come.
Second service.
With the Navy team, not the most penetrative second serve. They're setting themselves up deep on defence. Dejeron is there, setting up Superwadi. There's a lot of
Point
distance
to
there.
Team in Green.
That was asking such a lot. Even though you can control it at the
Change
far
of
end of the
service.
court,
Now serving Team in Green.
so difficult to set up your partner anywhere near the net. So just that
First
threat
service.
is repelled. 9-3 is a
Out.
lot comfier position, but they could take at least 3 of these points against the female serve.
Second service.
And still be in it. Some might just be playing a problem as it's dipping there for the team from Thailand. Dejeron going big, great defending, but a huge distance to try and make it
Point
on the
to Team in
chest.
Yellow.
Can't do so. from Christina Atch. It all came from Dejeron's big hit. Set himself up wonderfully. So spectacular.
First service. Net.
Just straining a little bit here. Knows that it's her serve that's going to be under pressure. Chabot
Second service.
can almost bang 3 points when he steps up for the serve.
Double fault.
Double fault.
Point to team in yellow.
Well, it's gone from 8-1 to 9-5. And they still need 3 points to close out the set. So 4 points in the last 5 going for the team from Thailand. Nice setup again, the big one, acute angle, too good an angle. Another one is clawed back thanks to Pakpon Dejeon. Moving up the world rankings in doubles and mixed.
First service.
Number 2 on the world rankings against number 1. The big names, Balashkats and Kotter,
Second service.
knocked out number 3 seeds this week. Balashkats will be partnering Banyik in the men's doubles to come. Chabot, great teamwork between the two of them. Got a touch to stop the initial power, but a short one. A little harvester from Subawadi Wangham Chan does the trick. There's the power. Hungarians did really well here to combine. Little distance, a little too much distance as it turned out. And then despite the big swing, just the gentle touch. And she's telling Chabot, I got you. The run continues to Thailand. First set is getting competitive here. The Thais made a very slow start. Lack of communication. Now they're back in it at 7-9. Superwadi with a great serve. Whoa, whoa, she's trying for a call. Well, all sorts going on there. Chabot was surely over halfway with the last touch. But they get the point, I think. No overrule. And Superwadi had just stopped playing during that point.
First service.
She was convinced there was something wrong, maybe on the serve, maybe it clipped the net. Well, that one smashed against the net. Well, that's unfortunate because had they replayed that point just 2 in, or had they won it, could have been back to 9-8. As it is, that breathing space remains for the Hungarian team. Banyik receiving from Superwadi Wangham Chan. It's a good serve. Actual laid up for the big hit. Stamps it in with authority to set up set points.
Set point for team
5 of them if needed. 4 points in a row would get them level and a deciding point. 2 more serves left. Even then, if they win these 2 from Superwadi, it's Chabot to serve. So the set looks beyond them now, but they'll keep fighting. You never know. Second serve, though, pressure on. It's a great second serve. Christina actually needs to get it back beyond the halfway. She does do so. Dejeron doing well. Superwadi too low for it to have a smash that time. Chabot can't go with his foot. Header's good. Sniper header smashed in. But here's the overhead. There's the smash. There's the point. Superwadi Wangham Chan, 30-year-old from northeast Thailand, with an excellent point. One of the best of this first set. Studying, he was telling me last time. Good smash into the table, and Dejeron's lost that one, has it? Oh, remarkable. Can they get it back? Oh, so close. So the first set goes the way we expected, especially after the blistering start when they were 6-0 and 8-1 up. The fight back came, but they ran out of time in the set. Moment of controversy that might have changed things at 9-7. But there was, in the end, always a bit of a comfort zone as we take a break in the sunshine here in Beijing. So the last point, got the angle to make it awkward. Very nearly a wonderful recovery. So let's have a look then at the statistics from the first set in the mixed doubles final here in Beijing, which has gone to the team from Hungary by 12 points to 8. And all to do now for the team from Thailand, Wang Hamchan and Desiree. Well, the second service points 1-0 for Banyik and Atch, showing that how strong they were against their opponent's serve. First serve points 1 for the Thai player, just 8%. And the winners 4-2 and unforced errors 5-1. Those stats all favouring the team from Hungary. Banyik and Arch taking the set by 12 points to 8. Well, expected to take the second set as well, but we've seen enough in that first set to know that the team from Thailand could yet send us into a decider. They beat the Hungarian team of Peci and Blažević in the semi-final, and also a younger or less experienced Hungarian team of Noga and Vicek in the quarterfinals. And just to complete the all-Hungarian route,
First service.
Shiposh and Ishak were their first opponents, having got a bye to the round of 16. Again, supposed to be group stages in the mixed doubles as well, but because of the washout day on the first day of this event in qualifiers, we went straight to a knockout format.
Point to team in green.
Power again from Chava Banyik, number 1 in the world. Top seed here, of course, and so with his partner Balazs Katz, top seed here today. Great serve, but might not be enough to win the point.
Point to team in yellow.
Well, there's a lesson for you if you're a camera operator. No matter what they tell you to do, always keep your eye on the ball, because just watch the hit here from Desiree. Bush got him. And the man from the Navy hitting Andy. Oh, doesn't look.
First service.
Doesn't look too good. Hope he's okay. Yeah, he's fine, been told. Well, that's gone beyond halfway. I think illegal attack is called.
Point to team in green.
That's the difficulty when you try to set up from a distance. Just a little bit too much on it. Makes it impossible. A little too low and you can't get the power. Good work from our guys in the truck to show you exactly why it was an illegal attack. Banyik serves another powerful one. Great defending from Wang Hamchan. This time set up, but he's missed the table. Desiree giving a groan as he was playing the shot there. Knew he got it wrong. You can tell they're having trouble with the setting sun in Beijing.
Change of service. Now serving team in yellow.
So an early lead again. 3 points off the 4. Can they attack the Superwadi Wang Hamchan serve again? Notice how she keeps it very low. Hasn't got the power and the height, of course. That looked like it might be over halfway. No call from our referee.
Point
and
to team in
Christina
yellow.
Atch just ran out of time and table. So a point clawed back. Second of the 3 finals today. Men's final to come, the singles final. Already over in straight sets. Love it when we get a decider. She's done it, has she?
Yellow.
Yep, no edge ball. Just waited for the verdict. And an ace from Superwadi. You watch her service technique. Launches the ball forward. Has to be behind the line, of course, with anything touching the floor, but in the end takes it good meter, despite her small stature, nearer the table.
Second service.
Second serve cannot be as risky. Done really well, took a gamble, celebrating the point whilst it's still in play. Chava's not too happy, maybe guilty of...
Please, don't scream in the rally, okay? Don't scream.
Yeah, a little reprimand for screaming during the rally, but also she didn't move. She was so convinced they got the winning point. Chaba was still in it and tried to flick it back, and he might have been impeded a little. Could have been a replay of the point moment, but I think the point was pretty much already won. Chaba not making a great deal of it. All these players mix really well.
Second service.
Beautiful scenes around the Olympic Park here.
Double fault. Point to Team in green.
From the ace and the winning serve to the double fault, it's been a mixed bag.
Change of service.
And
now serving Team in green.
Score slips to 4-4. And the early dominance for the Thai team wasn't quite
out
as dominant as the Hungarians were in the first
second
set.
Service.
They raced into a 6-0 lead.
Double fault.
Christine Ratch has played really well
to
today, but won't be pleased with that double fault.
First service. Net. Second service.
Pressure on Arch here.
Double
it
fault.
is another double
Point
fault.
Team in yellow.
Just calm down, she says. Head in hands moment there, wasn't it? 2 serves and 2
First
double
service.
faults for her. 3-2 in the match overall, as you see on your screen. 3 points gifted away. Subuwani gets a brilliant shot in because it hits that last portion of the table. So difficult because it won't bounce up as high, especially on that trajectory. Didn't even reach Chaba.
First service.
Even his legs couldn't have kept that one alive.
Net.
So 2 double faults and the point. It could be a clean sweep of the set of 4 here
Second
against
service.
the team from Hungary. And from 3-1 up early on. Under real pressure now. It's excellent play. Chaba can't get it on.
Point
No, he
to Team in
can't.
yellow.
Really good tactics being employed here, and it's the team from Thailand who are running away with it.
Change of service.
4 points in a row.
Now serving Team in yellow.
Well, they need Chaba's serve back, but first they've got to get past Pakpong, Dejeron's serve.
First service.
So good with the overhead bicycle kicks. Maybe his serve isn't quite
Out.
as accurate and as powerful as Chaba in a head-to-head across the net. First one misses
Second
the
service.
target. Always a risk. Do you take something off of the second serve?
Double
He
fault.
doesn't, and he has
Point
double
to Team in
faulted.
green.
Knows that he can't afford these mistakes, just ramps up the pressure. Yeah, have a degree of comfort with the 4-point cushion. Knows he could be quite happy with a 2-2 here, because that would
First
take
service.
them to 10-6. But losing the first point, the fear is that Chaba on the return
Out.
set something up. Chaba will be looking to take one touch here and
Second
then
service.
for Christine Hatch to set him up, but he can take 2 touches if it's not firmly under control. This time they have the chance of the 1-2, and Chaba gets the most
Point to
delicate
Team
of touches. Don't know about a harvester, it's almost gone underground, that one. Look at this, scarcely got above a few centimetres. Left it with a very late touch. Absolutely no hope of getting that one back.
First service.
So 2 points back against the Dejeron serve. Got a lot of work to do here, done it really well. Oh, and she
Point
can't
to Team
get a
Green.
second touch. Dejeron couldn't get through the traffic and had so much distance to cover. Couldn't help out his teammate. And Superwadi was left flailing. So 0-3 in this set of 4, and that 8-4 lead that was looking healthy, not
First
quite
service.
so now. It's back in the balance, second set. Hungarians took the first set, 12-8. Competitive, but Dejeron's just struggling here for that serve. Must be so difficult across
Second
the
service.
net from Banyik, just seeing what he can do and feeling that responsibility. But he's got the experience. 37 years of age. Oh, well played. Wasn't in the ideal position when he addressed the ball. Superwadi has only 1 touch. Can't get any power on it. Going to be set up here for a sniper header. Big, booming header, but still alive. Superwadi goes for the winner. Christina controls it. Well played.
Point
Banyik
to
gets
Team
it back,
Yellow.
but no. Terrific rally. But the point goes to the team from Thailand, to huge relief. Chaba getting a knock as he fell then. Let's have another look at this one. They were on top of it there, but great defence and then attack. Christina Arch did well, and Chaba just slipped there, didn't he, on his left foot, his standing foot.
Change of service.
This
Now
might give us a better look here.
Team in green.
Yeah, just fell as he tried to turn the ball around from a difficult angle. So another point chipped back here. The service over, but it's Chaba to serve. 3 points on serve would give them the match. Sorry, correction, 8-9. 3 points on serve with tyres at 10-10.
Timeout
here,
yellow.
Called from the Thai team. Well, it's been a comeback in the first set from the Thai team that just fell short. Got it back from 8-1 to 9-7. Had a timeout at 8-3. It worked well for them. They'll hope this time they can just relax a little and use this 2-point lead they have at the start of the 4 to get them home. But losing the first point of the 4 means there's just one between the two of them, and it is not going to be easy. You can vote for your athlete of the day, MVP, and the most valuable players will get awarded as well. Use the QR code on your screen. Just put your camera to the screen, and we'll keep showing that a little later if you do want to get involved and have a look around the FITEC website, the governing body of Teqball, how you can get involved, and also future events, some below the World Series level as well, being held locally in countries around the world. We have had a host of competitors here, more than 80 from 14 countries, not just in Europe, from Asia, China, Iraq, Thailand, Kuwait. Also had the USA and Armenia and the regular European nations, and also Slovakia and Czechia involved in mixed doubles this week. Desjardins, he's missed it. Always got an edge. Thought it had missed completely. Just took a while to make the decision there. So it remains 8-9 with Banyik to serve, and the big man can usually be relied upon to get 3 points out of the 4. Took the first point, but it's going over halfway, I think.
Point to Team Yellow.
Oh, it looked like an illegal attack, and also the edge ball. Well, Chaba Banyik, I was just watching where contact was made by Desjardins, and it looked to me over halfway. Yeah, he's celebrating the point. It looked like it might be edge ball as well, but certainly looked to be an illegal attack. Wasn't given, and they open up a 2-point lead, and Chaba's lost a point on serve and still shaking his head there, and I can understand why the big man's not too pleased. 8-10 with 2 serves to come.
Second service.
Needs both of these, he will feel, but 1 point will keep them in it. Desjardins, big hit, and it's too big. Wins the point spectacularly with the bicycle kick. Looks like we'll be heading to a deciding set. The first one 12-8 to the Hungarians, but ties in the ascendancy here and might repeat the exact scoreline.
First service.
11-8. 4 set points. Desjardins going big again. It's another spectacular hit. Rinse and repeat. And the Hungarians were rinsed in that second set as Thailand draw level and send us into a deciding set. Super finish there. And remember that Desjardins and Wang Ham Chan trailed 3-1 in that second set, and then looked like it was going to be leveled up at 9-9. Controversy again towards the end of this set for sure. Looked to me like an illegal attack, but no VAR, no appeal system in operation. And that 2-point gap at 10-8. It was entered Desjardins. 2 wonderful big hits. So a double from Desjardins to take the second set from 10-8 to 12-8. And let's have a look at the second set statistics now then, as the players take a break before the third set. So the number of winners increased 5-2 for the Asian team, and they had the only ace as well, and more unforced errors for the European side on this occasion. So the top two seeds going head to head, and it's going to a deciding set, which is what the neutrals want, of course, what the spectators here want, and it should be a thriller. Well, Csaba and Christina beat their doubles teammates in the semis this morning. Cotter and Katz were eliminated, and they have already beaten a Thai team in the quarterfinals. Teqball and Tongkat made the finals, don't forget, in Qingdao, Qingdao rather.
Black.
And
here
side? In Beijing,
Ball.
we
Serve
have a
or
deciding
receive?
set.
They choose the side.
Okay. Which side do you choose? This side?
You saw in the background the
receive?
fountains here as well. Beautiful sight, and it's a bit of a tourist attraction in itself as
They're
well.
gonna serve.
To
Who's gonna
Beijing,
receive?
the fountains, beautiful show put on.
You receive. Team in green to serve.
Not have a deciding point if it gets to 11-all. We have not had that yet, but we would need to win by 2. We still have 4 serves in a set before it's moved over. So Csaba and Christina having a little problem with the sun at that end, I think. I'll let Csaba serve first, of course.
Service.
So both sets, 12-8, 1-2, either team, either country. Hungarians will start. Big lunge from Csaba, gets the first point. Seen that so often. And with the big serve, they have to try with Csaba's forward to stop the team from Thailand getting into the rally. Once they defend the serve, they can be on the ascendancy. Another big serve. This time Desjardins trying to set up. Super Wadi does well, just gets the header away. Csaba's got a lot of distance here, so won't go for the big hit. We'll save that if they get another chance. Super Wadi gets the first strike in and puts it way over the head of Christina Arch. No hope of her getting to that one. Quite a small player. So too the Thai women who've been so dominant. They get so high off the ground. So 1-1, showing the importance of making sure the serve isn't returned. Now in the early days of Teqball, you used to take something off for the second serve, but now the top pros rarely play safe. Csaba usually goes for an equally big second serve like that. Launches it down, confidence in his style, but still it comes back. Great defending from Desjardins. Super Wadi helped it on. Csaba misses. Little bit too much distance for him to be comfortable. Didn't go all out on that, but still found the net and not the table. Bounced off the top. So under pressure now. Talked about him not being satisfied with less than 3 points on serve. Well, he can't get that, and now just needs to win this to tie at 2-2.
Net.
And that pressure results in a missed first serve again.
Second service. Point to team in green. Change of service.
Gets
now
his 2-2.
Team in yellow.
And another serve that didn't quite look as big, but did the job more effectively than the previous bigger one. Well, we've seen Desjardins have a few problems on serve. I think putting too much pressure on himself. Again, will lunge forward. And he's done it that time. Oh, it's been judged an edge ball. Complaints from Team Thailand, but it will be a replay.
New first service.
Yeah, I can see why they thought that was an ace.
Out.
Goes to the other side of the table, but misses completely.
Second service.
Second service now. Edge ball means you replay the point entirely, no matter what point of the rally.
Point to team in green.
So a double fault. Been a problem that has resurfaced for Dejeron.
First service. Out.
Misses the table. The fear is, of course, if you don't get a good serve in here,
Second service.
such a good defender and layup player like Christina Ach can set a partner up and Chaba will have
Double
a big
fault.
hit. Another double
Point
fault.
to team in
We
green.
saw this in the men's singles, didn't we? Even in these early stages of the set, it can quickly run away from you. 2-2, having done so well against Chaba Banyik's serve. And Teqball Dejeron feeling
First
the
serve.
pressure here, the heat of Beijing, as the shadows lengthen here.
Out.
Just a little after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Thought the setting sun might be a little problem for the vision of Banyik and Ach. We are in
Second service.
difficult territory for Teqball Dejeron here. 2 double faults and now a second serve. At least gets it good, and Christina
Point
Ach
to
can't
team in
control
yellow.
it. So he gets one back from the double faults, but Banyik and Ach still 4-3 up. World Teqball
First
Series in Beijing. World Teqball Championships will also be in Asia towards the end of this year. Been a fabulous 2024, not least for Chaba Banyik, but the Thai team nationally has continued to dominate, looking for a title here, but Chaba
Point
Banyik
to
puts
Team
it out of the
India.
reach of Dejeron. It's not a good set of 4 for him as the Hungarians take 3. Chaba disappointed only to take 2 on his own serve, but making amends. Puts them ahead, 5-3 at the change
Change
of
of
serves.
service.
Multiple balls on the court. So absolutely vital here for the team in yellow that they take 3 of these 4 serves.
Now
That's what
serving
they'll be
team in
aiming for. They'll
green.
be aiming for a clean sweep, of course. At this point, Banyik
First
and Ach
service.
would probably be happy with 2-2 on these 4.
Point to team in green.
It's just the start
Switch sides.
that Christina Ach wanted. Having reached 6, they'll change ends. 3 more serves to come. First to 12 to win the title. Denied by the rain in Qingdao. You were supposed to face
First service.
Tipwon and Tonko, who were put out by Banyik and Ach this week in Beijing.
Illegal attack.
Legal attack
Point,
over
green.
halfway. Banyik and Ach, champions in Vietnam, champions in Madrid. It was a harsh call. I've seen seemingly clearer ones not given, but it's a difficult job being a referee.
First service.
Dejeron and Suvuwadi won the first ever event as a pairing in the mixed doubles to be held in China, and that was in Qingdao just over a year
Second
ago
service.
when they beat Chaba Banyik and his then partner Janet Janicek. Incredible
Point to
angle,
Team in green.
very ambitious, and it didn't pay off.
You okay?
Well, we talked about the pressure on the serve, but it's been an absolutely fabulous set for Hungary. Injury here for Teqball Dejeron. For Christina Ach, it's been a fabulous 4. Yeah, fell on his elbow by the look of it. Let's take another look here.
First service.
Jarred it, I guess. He's okay. Ready to play. And misses again.
Point to team in green.
Just wonder when you're carrying an injury whether that mentally affects you on the next point. So 5-3, there was a real hope that they would be level or ahead at the
Change
end
of
of this
service. Now
set of
serving
4.
team in yellow.
Instead, it's a perfect set for Christina Ach.
First service.
And the Hungarians take a stranglehold on this final. Chama goes for the kill. Big sniper header. But still a chance for Superwadi. Great hit. A lot of distance. Must have been 1.5 meters from where she struck that ball from the centre of the net here. Desjardins did pretty well just to give her a chance. And wow, over 2 meters, probably 3 meters.
First service.
Ideally, you want to be within 1 meter. So difficult. Atch sets it up. Chama going big. Didn't get the height though, and that gives Superwadi a chance. Decides not to go with the overhead. Wasn't convinced that there was enough height on the pass to her. So 2 points from taking the title again. Victors
First service.
last year,
Net.
this year in Madrid and Vietnam, looking for another World Series title.
Second
The
service.
#1 seeds beat Desjardins and Superwadi in Vietnam 9 and 6. Gone to a third set this time. Oh,
Point
Christina
to Team in
Atch
Yellow.
couldn't find a teammate. When they won the mixed doubles in Madrid, they were victors over their teammates, their doubles teammates. Katz and Cotter beat them in the semis this time.
First service. Net.
If they don't win this point, there will be 6 match points facing them. Huge pressure. It is the last of the 4, but then it's Chama Banyik to serve.
Second service.
Didn't fare so well, but still 2-2 would be good enough in this instance to take the title. Setup should come here for Superwadi. Is it over halfway?
No pass.
It is.
Point
Poor
to Team
mistake
Green.
from Desjardins, I'm afraid. And that knock he had when he fell on his hand and elbow
Change
just
of service.
seems to have disturbed
Now serving
his
Team in
confidence a little. Missed a couple
Match point
of
for Team
simple
in green.
efforts since then. So it is 6 match points for the top seeds from Hungary, bidding for their 3rd trophy at World Series level in this season. Madrid in May,
First service.
June brought the title in Vietnam against this same pairing. Big hit,
Point
big
for
winner.
Team in green.
Big Chama's done it.
For Team in green.
Hoists aloft Christina Atch. No surprise in the end. The final set dominated by the Hungarians. Spirited comeback in that second set from Desjardins and Superwadi Wanghamchan. But in the end, too many mistakes in the final set, I'm afraid, for the two 30-somethings from Thailand. And it's Banyik and Atch, who take the medals, the flowers as well later, and the trophy with that winning point. Had to come from a big serve from Chama Banyik from Budapest. Be on home territory next time for the next and final World Series event of 2024 before the Teqball World Championships to round off another successful season. Well, they've got that winning feeling again. Such a beautiful complementary team. So it went to 3 sets of the 57 points. The Hungarian pairing won 32 of them. Double faults, a key factor at times as well. 5-3, too many errors, and unforced errors overall, 13-6. So even they had more winners. Quite often you get that with the team from Thailand or any team from Thailand. They try the spectacular. It's high risk, high tariff, but more unforced errors than winners means you are more likely to lose the final, I guess. And so it proved then. 12-8, 8-12, 12-5, victory for the team from Hungary. We'll have a look at the highlights of the mixed doubles final. 2 finals done, 1 to go. Victory for Hungary in the second event, the mixed doubles final. Hopefully you've just been with us for that one. On finals day, finals afternoon in Beijing, the latest stopping point on the Teqball World Series tour. After this, we'll be going to Budapest. Lovely setting here in the Olympic Park in Beijing. Iconic locations. And next up, the men's doubles, so often the highlight. And we thankfully do have the main event here, surely. The number 1 and number 2 seeds. So dominant over the years. First Mitro Marojevic, but since then, Csaba Bányik and Balázs Katz have taken the men's doubles crowns all over the world. Can the Serbs fight back today and reclaim the crown that they feel was rightly theirs? Or will it be another win for the top seeds? As you see, head-to-head record firmly in their favour. Mitro Marojevic from Serbia played originally their own version of sports similar to Teqball, but mainly to do with the heading. You'll see a lot of headers from them. They've adapted well to Teqball. Early world champions in this event. The 7th world champion coming up shortly in Asia for the 2nd successive year. So the top seeds are from Hungary. It's Csaba again, this time with Balázs Katz. And what a formation they have been. Wonderful partnership. As I said, taking over the top seeding, the top rankings from this pairing, from Serbia. Nikola Mitro and Bogdan Marojevic. Well, it should be quite an event, this one. I think everyone's glad they've got through to the final.
Guys, 1 minute warm up. Let's go this side.
Hopeful,
guys,
of a real classic here. We got a 3-setter in the mixed doubles. It wasn't quite maybe as competitive as we hoped it would be. Just felt that Bányik and Arch were always a little in control, even having lost that second set. We're in the Olympic Park in Beijing for the last event of the day, and some would say the main event of the day. So let's meet the players then. Csaba Bányik, know all about him, don't we? World number 1 in men's doubles. 1 world championship title at this level. But what a absolutely almost unbeatable partnership he's had with this man since they teamed up together. Also representing Hungary, also from Budapest, it's Balázs Katz. Well, they used to be the world number 1 from the Liman Teqball team in Serbia. Proud Serbians, always play with real fight. Sometimes a little bit too much fight, shall we say. Fiercely competitive on the court. Bogdan Marojevic, the smaller of the two. Nikola Mitro, the big man. One of the big Fitek bosses,
Ready?
On the right of the screen there. The centerpiece then
First
today
set
is the men's doubles
service.
finals.
Ow.
Bogdan Marojevic will get us underway. No
Second
differences,
serve.
same ruling. 4 serves in a group before it goes over. The Serbs serving first. A lot of distance, very
One.
difficult
Good
for
team in green.
Marojevic. Wanted a bit more height and a bit nearer the net, but Mitro couldn't control it enough. The first point
First
going to the
service.
Hungarians. Men's doubles final in
Point.
Beijing. Big serve.
Team in blue.
Good serve. Adapted their serve over the years since first bursting onto the Teqball scene. Just beginning
Wait.
to take off more and more
Wait for my
in Central Europe.
First
Spreading
service.
out from Hungary, I guess, and Hungarian expats around the world starting the sport, but it's these two are flying the flag for the Balkans nations. Great defence from Katz, but still so much work to do. It's gone wide.
Point. Team in blue. Out.
There's a certain amount of rivalry between these two pairings, as you'd imagine. They've been at the top for so long. Before that, it was Bányik and Blažević, wasn't it? But Mitro and
Third service.
Marojevic have stayed together over the years, year in, year out. Oh, well done from Chava Banic. So quick there, so low. And they've had one title only this year at men's doubles. Haven't always entered. You're limited to 2 entries.
Team in green to serve.
But they were champions in the World Championships in Bangkok in December last year, beating their compatriots Bento and Ferraz easily, 4 and 7 as I remember. Oh,
point to Team in green.
Hits the net, disappointingly for him. Also winners this year in Madrid, Banic and Katz, beating Desjardins and Tipuan. These two, after that in June, got their big title of the year on the World Series circuit, beating Lindoso and Santana in the men's doubles in Tulsa in the USA, 5 and 10. But when they come together, it's often a classic. What a hit that is, low. Burst through the middle of them, bisected their opponents beautifully. That left foot of Bogdan Morojevic, absolutely deadly. Perfect position on the table, right at the end, and for doubles, right between the two players as well. Mitra under pressure, again a lot of distance, but it was not a fair serve. Flick the net.
Second serve.
So it is the second serve, even though it touches the net and goes on the table. And that's a good second serve near the end, but Morojevic with that sniper header. Said they'd be using a lot of headers, they always do. Chava misses it, bounces back off the net, onto him. That wouldn't have counted anyway. Once it hits the net, it's your turnover, and it needs to be both players touching the ball.
First service.
So pressure now on the Hungarians.
Point to Team in blue.
Great start here from the team from Serbia. One more serve left, and they're
change of service.
Is the change of serve? A 5-3 lead for the number 2 seeds here. Well, they've gone together
first serve
head to head so many times, and they've usually seen the Hungarians come out on top.
All
over the halfway line, and it is an illegal attack. You take all Chava Banic's matches against Mitra Morojevic, it would have been different because the real tussles with Blažević in his team at that stage usually saw the Serbs come out on top.
Out.
Mitro's second serve, well, first serve on the second point of the 4, should I say. It's not quite as successful.
Out. Double forward. Point to Team in green.
Big win for them in Tulsa earlier this year. Prior to that, their previous win was in Rio on the Teqball Tour. And we visited Brazil.
Second service.
The latter stage of last year, around about a year ago.
Out. Double forward.
Captain's fault. Mitro giving away a point they can scarcely afford to do.
First serve.
Already, as you see, 2 double faults.
Point. Team in blue.
Well, important they maintain their advantage
Team in green to serve.
with that point. 2-2.
First serve.
The set of 4 from Mitro was split. Banic, great serve, but brilliant reply. What teamwork from those two. The defensive setup, first of all, was absolutely perfect, even from Chava's big serve. Lovely touch here from Bogdan Morojevic, and then the sniper header again between the two. Hungarians reduced to hoping it would miss the table or at least clip the edge. It did neither. Landed flush on the surface.
Second serve.
Morojevic waiting. Banic serving. Big serve again. Wow, that's going to be difficult to get back. Won't do it.
Illegal attack. Point to Team in green.
The final touch in the 3 has to be played from your side of the net, obviously. But you can go beyond it during the rally, as you just saw. The towers built here at the Olympic Park for the previous Olympics, staged by Beijing. Banic, big hit. Repelled though by Mitro. but it's Bogdan Mirovic taking it on his own. Mitro was waiting. It was a good hit, but now Balázs Katz splits the two serves and takes the point to keep them in touch and within a point now. 1 point separating the sides. One more serve to come. Good hit from Balázs Katz.
First service. Net. Second service.
Mirovic waiting with a serve. The 31-year-old,
Point.
it can't get there. The big hit serve does its job. We hoped, couldn't promise you a classic, but we hoped we'd get some thrilling sets, preferably all three. Well, the first set, not disappointing here. Nip and tuck, back from 8-5 down to 8-8. Baniak and Katz
Change of service.
hoping to justify their top seeding. The Serbs are so hungry
First
for
service.
this.
Point. Team in blue.
They were just waiting to see if it was an edge ball, but it wasn't. It was akin to an ace. Might just have got a touch before it hit the ground, but it was not coming back. Beautiful serve.
First service.
Dipping off the edge of the table, using the curved surface. Mirovic really, I think, has been working on his serve. Baniak, big hit. Coming back though from Bogdan Mirovic. Good header, it's too good. Baniak won't get that
Team in
one.
blue.
Really having a good first set here, Mirovic particularly. Just keep clawing themselves back in contention, the Hungarians, when the Serbs push away again. Now they have a 2-point advantage. Both
First
serves
service.
converted into
Net. Second service. Point. Team in green. Net.
bicycle kicks. The others haven't really taken on the full overhead kicker off the ground with both feet yet. With Chabas hardly
Second
needs
service.
Baniak very much the attacker in this partnership. He'll set himself up. He'll go for the big round leg. Uses his body well. Mirovic, a lot of distance. Difficult one. Too much distance for the left foot. Closes to 10-9. We want a deciding point, don't we? Let's face it. We want it to be 11-all. We're 3 points away from that.
First service.
Number 2 seeds don't want that. Mitra and Mirovic. They want to finish it. Bogdan claiming that it was an edge ball. Should be able to replay with the first serve, but he can't. Baniak, big hit. Mitro. Oh, he's a little unlucky there. Look at the expressions on the team in blue. Bounces off the top of the net and out. So the service over, and it is still level. It was 8-8 before that. Now it's 10-10.
Change of service, team in green to serve.
Thrilling match here. 2 points to win, but it's not Big Chabas' serve.
Service.
Don't think they've heard of Teqball, do you?
Second serve.
Second serve, pressure on. Balázs Katz here. He knows his serve isn't the stronger of the two. And Mirovic with a big hit, but maybe not decisive. It is. Chaba could see the net approaching, knew he couldn't set himself up and tried to just flick it over on that first touch. That would have been legal. Didn't need to take 3 touches, but couldn't quite keep the rally going. So it's set point here. If the Hungarians win it, we'll have a decisive point. But Bogdan Mirovic hits the winner that gives the first set to the Serbs. Thrilling set in which they were almost never behind. They were in control for large parts of the set, and much as the Hungarians fought and kept coming back, in the end they kept their noses in front and took it 12-10 in the first set. Look at the last point again. What a first set it has been for the Serbs, particularly for 31-year-old Bogdan Mirojevic. That's how they won the point and the set, 12-10. Well, in Qingdao last time out, it was an all-tie final. The Serbs weren't here. Teqball and Dejerun won that one coming from behind. But the event before that, in June, it was Mitro Mirojevic who took the title. The Hungarians weren't there that time. But now they're coming head-to-head again. And it's gone to the Serbs, first time. And let's have a look at these stats. 5 unforced errors and 0 winners, really?
Time.
Hardly ever see that from a Hungarian side featuring Csaba Banyak. 3 winners, all from Bogdan Mirojevic. The Great Wall of China and the great Teqball exponents almost in the shadow of the Great Wall. They say you can see it from space. You can see some of Csaba Banyak's shots from space. I think it'll get so close to the
Ready?
satellites up there.
Second set.
So second set of the final event in Beijing of the World Series.
Edgeball.
Late decision from our French umpire. Referee deciding that it clipped the edge. So
New first service.
Serving first in this set.
Out. Second service. Out. Double
Hungary
fault.
against
Point.
Thailand starts the second set with a point for Serbia, and the double fault. There have been too many really from both these teams.
Edgeball.
Balazs finding a bit of pressure here. He's had 4 attempts, 2 edge balls and 2 foul serves. Remember, 2 sets to win the title.
New first service.
Would be back-to-back World Series events, titles in men's doubles as they bid to reclaim the #1 ranking in the world. Mitro setting up. Bogdan Mirojevic, a simple header. Csaba went and then thought not, and Balazs wasn't ready for it. An unusual point, and it's suddenly going a little bit wrong here for Balazs and Csaba.
First service.
Such an understanding between this pair.
Point.
Mirojevic misses the table on that occasion. They've been playing together for so long. It's the Liman club, and even before they came to Teqball, but they've built up a really huge following as well back home, and understanding between the two of them. Partnered each other now 140 times in competitive Teqball matches. Mitro with a setup. Has he got it? Hit the net. Did it hit the table?
Please, guys.
Well, he's going to consult with the second referee. There are 2 referees, as I said earlier, in this live coverage. Hard to tell, wasn't it? Let's see what the decision is. We'll have another quick look at this. So it hit the net. Did it hit the table as well? Oh, 2 touches of the boot, maybe.
Out, net and out, point. Team in green.
Yeah, 2 touches. It would have been illegal. 4 touches instead of 3. So even though it wasn't strictly out, it's not the right move. It's the right decision. Good refereeing between them. So 2-2 after the first 4 from Balazs. Good defence from Katz. Csaba will set it up for himself. Oh, just lost control a little bit. Just got his touch away in time. But Mirojevic can kill it with that left foot again. The Hungarians unable to take advantage of the position there. Csaba got the touch in to keep it alive, but it was always going to come back. Likely to come back with power.
Net.
Started this match with Bogdan Mirojevic serving, and we are
second service.
Relying on him so much in this match, the Serbian pairing. Best I've seen him play for a while. Katz takes on the
Point to Team in
position as aggressor and hits it nicely. Hungarians will be pleased to come out of this with 2-2 on these four to keep them level at 4-4. Taken
First
1
service.
point from the first two at Morojevic's serve. It's another good second serve. 2 touches from Chaba. Balash with a big hit. And again,
Point
it's a
to
winner.
Team in green.
Not coming back from Balash Kat's right boot. They've contemplated taking time out for a moment, but
It's okay, it's okay.
they're keeping going. But Bogdan has lost 2 of the 3 serves. Personal pride on the line here for him. Won't want to lose again, but Kat's
Edge
going for a
ball.
hat-trick.
Repeat the
Edge.
rally.
Won't win the point. Repeat. Can be so difficult to see, but good refereeing.
First service.
Always a bit of kidsology if you
Net.
see the players celebrating like they've won the point. But at least you know, even if it's an edge ball, you haven't lost the point, you get to replay it. So it's still 3-4.
Second service.
Still temperatures high here today. We reached a high of about 23 today. I think it was even hotter yesterday, about 25.
Point.
Good low touch. Pretty much a harvester. Stay close to the net.
Change of service. Team in
Got
green
the
to
angle
serve.
that gave them the advantage. They take 3 of the 4 points from the Bogdan Morojevic serve.
First service. Net. Second service.
We all know what Chava can do. He won't hold off on the second serve either, will he? He will not. Mitro almost got 2 touches there, did well to avoid it. Bogdan Morojevic did well to keep the rally going, but here it comes, the big boomer, too big.
Team in green.
Point to Hungary, point to Banyik and Katz. And the top seeds moving away here, 6-3. Good run of points from 3-3. Took the last 2 against serve. And now
First service.
wins his first. And if he can get 3,
Out.
it'll be a dominant position. And if he can do a clean sweep, 9-3, they'll feel their job
Second
is
serve.
almost done in this second set to set us up for another decider like we had in the mixed doubles. Big first serve. Bogdan laying it up for Mitro.
Out.
Oh, and he's
Point.
missed a header.
Team in
So
green.
seldom see that. And don't get worried about the accusations between the two. It's just their style. As soon as they've lost a point, there's an on-court inquisition,
First
it seems,
service.
and accusations, and then it's all forgotten, and they're back on point for the next point. Point number 11 of the second set. Oh, almost
Point.
impossible
Team
for
in green.
Morojevic there. A couple of touches needed by Mitro and no height given. The height gives you time to adjust. Comes low at you under the table. Almost impossible to get it back over the net.
First
Look at that
service.
run there from 3-3.
Net.
3 out of 3 so far for Banyik on
Second
serve from
service.
5-3, and they took the last 2 off Morojevic's serve. It's a hard second serve, right in the middle of the table though, so a chance to defend. Oh, it's a mistake from
Point. Team in
Morojevic.
green.
And just losing that bit of form that he had earlier that I mentioned.
Change of service. Team in
Well, I
blue
said
to
if they
serve.
took all 4, which they have now done, they will feel that they've broken the back of this second
service.
set. We are on course for a decider.
Net.
Nikola Mitro trying to change that. If he can get a clean sweep here,
Second service.
could be back on, but even dropping 1 point probably wouldn't be enough at
Net,
10-6,
double fault,
and he's
point.
double faulted,
Team in green.
and now a little edge will have gone off this set, I think. Took the first 12-10. Doesn't look like we're going to be as close in this set,
First
and it
service.
certainly doesn't look like it'll be the same result. Hungarians in charge. Chaba trying to set up Katz. Well, goes for a defensive option. Serb should win the point. Sniper header. Katz keeps it alive. Chaba almost,
Point.
well, he got
Team in
there.
blue.
Think he thought it was going over halfway. I did too initially from the first touch, but could have got a shot away there. Almost gave it up.
First service.
So 1 point against 1 in the set of 4. Chaba misses.
Point. Team in blue.
Well, a comeback of sorts. I said 3-1 was probably not likely to be enough, but would keep them in it.
First service.
And Balish Katz has been playing very well. Here's Chaba, gets that one okay, gets it early on the table, in other words close to the net, which gives it that extra height. When you're playing it low over the net, go for the end of the table, it will die on opponents who are too far back. Get it at the highest part of the table and it will bounce off high and out of the arena. So multiple set points here. It's looked likely for a while. They've run away with this one after being 3-3 in the early stages. In fact, 3-2 behind, weren't they? Yeah, just enough with the header from Morojevic. Nine out of 11 points until that moment of
first service
allowed the Hungarians to take charge. So Katz with his second serve. Morojevic on top again, goes for the short order header. Oh, it's gone over, not intentional that, but it doesn't matter. Big hit from Morojevic, hits Baniak, goes on the floor. Point to the Serbs. So from 10-3 down, they've won 4 out of 5 points. But it still doesn't look like being enough. Just one mistake gives Katz and Baniak the set. Still got 5 more set points if needed. Good header from Morojevic. It's another one clawed back. We see this quite often. Once you get to 11, maybe just a little mental relaxation when you're so far ahead. But 11-5 has become 11-8 now.
First service.
Still have 4 more. Even if it gets to 11-11, it'll still be set point, but it would also be match point. So if we wanted a decisive point, that'd be high drama in the second, wouldn't it?
Second service.
All on Bogdan, goes for the header. Balash to Chaba, had to, from there, a low position, just try to keep the rally going, couldn't do so.
Change of service.
4 points in a row. Balash Katz, who won 4 earlier, has been wiped out. So Morojevic now with a chance on serve. 2 more set points to save. Oh, we've had a few double faults. You don't want to lose a set on double fault, and you know the pressure is on. You know you can't afford a mistake. They've been in that position since 11-5. Morojevic. He has double faulted. Relief for the Hungarians. And it is 12-9 in the second set after losing the first set 12-10. We are heading for a third set, a decider, to round off the week in Beijing at the World Series event. So a change from the first set. Wonderful sight here in Beijing, the setting sun as we move nearer to 5 o'clock here. And let's have a look at the statistics. In that set, 2 winners apiece, but more unforced errors from the Serbs at the bottom of your screen, 5-3. Got away with 4 edge balls, the Hungarian team. Second serve, points 1 for the Serbs, 0. Not helped by those double faults. The sight.
Time.
现在即将进行的是台球世界系列赛北京站男子双打决赛的决胜局。
Okay, guys. You score more points in the 2 sets, so you decide ball or side. Ball. Okay. Serve, receive. Serve, receive, please. Serve. Which side do you want?
Outstanding women's singles event. We'll have them all again over a couple of days in Vietnam to come. The World Teqball Championships coming your way before the end of 2024. The season far from over. We're going to Budapest next stop. But here, not quite done and dusted.
Receive, please.
In Beijing.
Serve. Which side do you want? Okay. We'll receive in your team.
So they're just sorting out which side.
Bogdan is receiving, we're serving. Shaba is serving. Okay, have a good match.
Chaba Baniak will serve first, not too surprisingly. The choice of ends went to the Serbs, and with the sun not quite disappearing into complete shadow, even though that's the side they won the first set at, that both sides have won the set at, you might have just thought that they'd have chosen the shadier side with the sun behind
Ready?
them. But interesting. So here we go then.
Final set. First service.
Wind has died down a bit. It was very windy yesterday, but the players reported good conditions to play in. A little windier this morning for the quarters and semis that were played this morning. Oh,
Point.
okay.
Team in green.
Taking a tumble, he is. Was just a little bit out of reach. Always a very competitive route to the finals in this category. So many entrants. Both had to beat Thai teams in competitive semi-finals. Well, is there obstruction?
Team in green.
It is. It's a foul, and it's the Hungarians who get the point. Ball definitely touched Mitro here. Was it still alive? Yep, absolutely. Katz could have got there.
First service.
Again, good refereeing from our French referee.
Oh,
what a serve. What a serve. Seemed to put even more into that. Record prize money at this event this week, even though there's only 3 events, $60,000. The World Series crown in the men's doubles. Looks to be, well, it is heading back to Europe and looks to be heading back to Hungary right now after this flying start with Chava's serve. There's another big booming one, but it's still alive. Bogdan Morojevic with a brilliant winner. Left-footed strike, splits. Oh, he's given an edge ball. Well, they didn't think so, and I didn't think so, as you can tell from the live commentary. We don't have any VAR, remember, so can't be reviewed. Stays 3-0, and still a chance of a clean sweep.
Out.
Has the guts and the confidence in his serve and his technique to go again. Chava Banic, biggest star, I think it's worth saying, and correct to say in Teqball at the moment. Double fault notwithstanding. So the top seeds have an early advantage, but 3-1 is nothing in Teqball, is it?
First service. Net.
Morojevic made a very good start. But here,
second service.
A bit more pressure now, having lost that second set. Is he up to the task? Oh, what a hit from Chava Banic. Look of disbelief on the faces of the Serbian pair. Super hit. 29-year-old Chava Banic.
Net. Second service.
They can't afford this gap to get too big, can they? 4-1. And it might be 5. This is difficult, and they're not up to the task. Chava Banic didn't give them a hope. Morojevic couldn't get there quickly enough. Well, it was 3-0.
First serve.
When they took the last point, he thought, well, if they can get 3 of these next 4 serves, it'll be okay. But look at Chava there, even clenching his fist at the first serve.
Second
being
service.
Missed. Has to go for it. Gets a good second serve, testing one. Difficult position, but Chava still gets a good shot away. Mitro keeping it alive now. Trying to set up Morojevic, but into the net.
Team in green.
Again, just a little too much distance. It's not just getting it back in and continuing the rally, because that sort of return, you're then relying upon an error from your opponent. You have to try and make it difficult for them. But from there, he could do little. So the Hungarian team reaches 6, which means we swap ends in this deciding set. Ready to go again.
Net.
And now they're playing catch-up in the shade. Maybe the sun will affect the Hungarians. Just shielding his eyes there, Balázs Katz. 26-year-old. Youngest player of the 4 in this final.
Second service. Point. Team in blue.
Flick it onto the table. You take 2 touches at the back of the court. It's so
change
difficult.
of service. Team in
well,
green.
in the last event, in Qingdao. The winners of the men's doubles were Teqball and Dejeroon beating Tao Siri and Chanliang.
Net.
Well, those two pairs were eliminated in the semi-finals. Banyik and Katz put out
Second service.
Teqball and Dejeroon. Morojevic just tried to simply guide it over the net, but I'm afraid for his point of view, it was another mistake. Put it just in the net.
First service.
Balash Katz looking strong here.
Point. Team in blue.
To get that back, they needed it. They need more here. Misunderstanding between Banyik and Katz. Don't know what it is, but so often we see comebacks, we see runs of points.
First service.
Katz with the serve.
Oh,
it's a big header. It's an unusual way there, but Mitro and Morojevic just looking aghast.
First service.
Nicola Mitro's expression said it all. Bogdan wasn't going to look at him. He might look at him if he put this one away. He can. Oh, edge ball. Stays 7-3.
First serve. Edge ball.
Yeah. All the last 4 edge balls have been served.
New first service.
Edge balls, I think. Morojevic
Team in blue.
takes the point. Here is the comeback, maybe, from 6-1 down. 3 of the last 4.
First serve.
Winners in Tulsa when they beat the Brazilians Lindoso and Santana, fighting for their lives, fighting to regain
Point. Team in
top
green.
spot in the world rankings, which they've relinquished to
Change
these
of
two.
service. Team in blue to serve.
The Hungarians closing in now. Huge pressure on the serves of
First
Nicola
service.
Mitro.
Nat.
Same age and almost the same height as Chava Banyik.
Second service.
Left-footed Serbian. Not quite the power and penetration. Gives Katz the chance. 1-2 from Morojevic. Header from Banyik coming here. Good defending. Lovely touch. Morojevic puts it away. From defence to attack, it's a sweeping move. Keeps them in it. Surely couldn't afford to go 5 behind in the deciding set. What skill there to set himself up. Beautifully done. Still trailing by 3, but Mitro still has the ball in hand. 3 more of his serves to come. Katz.
Out. Point. Team in blue.
Long. Remember, it was 6-1. 5 of the last 7 points have gone to the Serbs.
First serve.
Katz setting himself up. Went from the wrong side of the table to the right side. Morojevic, too ambitious. Every point celebrated now, and you understand why. 3 points away from the title, and the gap has grown to 3 again. Drama
Timeout
in
for
Beijing.
Team
Timeout
Green.
from the Hungarian team. I thought the Serbs might have taken a timeout, but it's the Hungarians making the most. Chance to compose yourself. Had been a run of points to the Serbs, I guess, but that last one was important for Banyik and Katz. Coming towards the end then in Beijing of another thrilling World Series event. This fast and exciting sport. 2 of the crowns already decided today. Men's singles
First service.
比赛继续，来看一发。
Net.
稳住心态。
So just one more serve left of this 4 from Nikola Mitro. He has to make it count.
First service.
比赛继续，来看一发。
Net.
Chava again, mini celebration as the serve doesn't test them. It has been a match of higher than normal number of double faults.
Second service.
Among the supporters.
Net.
一发失误。
Second service. Net. Double fault. Point. Team in blue. First service.
继塞尔维亚队连续2次罚球失误之后，意大利队也是2次罚球失误。
Mitro Morojevic.
Team in blue. Net. Double fault.
Double
Point.
fault
Team
from
in blue.
Chava. So the double fault count closes to 5-3. More importantly, the match score closes
First
to
service.
3 to 10-7.
继塞尔维亚
The
队
current world champions won in straight sets in Thailand 9 months ago. Morojevic, good header.
Team in
漂
blue.
亮的头球。
The old Team Liman double up there. They've taken the first 2 points against Chava's serve. Is the miracle still on?
First service.
Chava
Net.
can't find that first serve. Now, having just double faulted, will he ease up or will he go big again?
Second service. Net. Double fault.
It's
Point.
unthinkable.
Team in blue.
That's what tension does, isn't it? The nerves, even for the most experienced. Back-to-back double faults from Chava Banic have put this match on a knife edge. Balash Katz trying to console his partner.
First service.
The last of his 4. He's lost all 3 so far. Gets the serve in. Lot of work from Morojevic to do. Does well, but the big setup for Chava's big hit. Not quite big enough. Mitro keeps it alive. Morojevic with a big hit. Good defending from Katz. Great rally. Chava goes early with the header. Doesn't catch the serve sound. Mitro keeps it alive. Here it comes again. Big hit from Chava this time. Oh, beautiful defense. Surely not from there. No.
Point. Team in green.
Match points coming up after the rally of the match and the rally of the day. Brilliant skills from both. Mitro kept it alive at the end. No complaints from Morojevic and Mitro. Looked
Change
like they
of
might be
service.
getting it there.
Team in blue to serve.
Couldn't get enough power on that. It invited Banic to have the smash.
First service.
And they couldn't quite keep it alive. Match points then.
Out.
Only 2 of them. But could be crucial. If it gets to 11 all,
Second service.
we effectively play overtime. 2 points
Ow.
must be the gap.
Double
It's a
fault.
double fold again.
Point. Team
Not
in
the
green.
way we wanted to see it end, but end it does. And it ends in favour again of Banic and Katz. They have a hold over this pairing. The once preeminent in men's doubles, Nikola Mitro and Bogdan Morojevic, will be sick of the sight of this pairing. Katz and Banic continue their incredible run as they win this one in 3, 12-9 in the decider. The little celebratory dance from the pair of them. They're such nice guys. Ultra competitive on the arena, just like the Serbs. Good to see them back in the final. Mitro and Morojevic missed out in Qingdao, but came to the big event in Thailand, Thailand last year in the World Championships, and didn't even get to the final. Eliminated en route, but making their bow in Beijing, reached the final, but couldn't overcome the Hungarians again. It's another victory for Csaba Bányik, 2 titles for him this week. We'll see the presentation shortly. 6 double faults to 4, maybe crucial. Not too much difference in the unforced errors between the two, and the Serbs had more winners, but more efforts that would have hit the opposing player that they couldn't control, going in favour of these two. All smiles for Hungary, for Balázs Katz and for Csaba Bányik.
女士们、先生们，2024年台克
Big
球
love
世界
for
系
Csaba
列赛北京
and
站
for
颁奖
Balázs
仪式
making
即
signs
将
to the
开始
camera.，
请您稍作等待
Well,。back-to-back matches and
Ladies and
back-to-back
gentlemen, the award
championships,
Teqball World Series Beijing
and their own team celebration.
Please wait for a moment.
Let's have a look at the highlights of the final before the awards ceremony. Gold for Csaba and Balázs, once again defeating the Serbs.
Just sing. Congratulations to all the winners. As we get ready for the award ceremony, the performance will happen again.
说中轻摇红色团扇，身着充满风华和韵味的马面裙，以红裙为底，以团扇为末，将中国传统文化的精髓与现代审美相结合。
Over the season, and one of the best we've just seen in the men's doubles, but the Hungarians just always in control, like Csaba Bányik was in the mixed doubles as well a little earlier. 3 events here today: men's singles, mixed doubles, men's doubles. Presentation award ceremony coming soon. But if you are leaving us at this moment, thanks for your company, and don't forget we'll see you again real soon, 2 weeks until Budapest, and then just before the year ends, the World Championships, always towards the end of the year. We've been in many different countries already: Hungary, Germany. Last year it was in Thailand, the first time in Asia for the World Championships, and we're back in Thailand, in Asia again, and this time in Vietnam. Well, the biggest prize money we've ever seen at an event in the World Series tour was in Beijing this week. The sport continues to attract new interest, new sponsors. Most events in Asia have been won previously by Thailand. They've certainly been the leading success story, but the tables were turned today as they didn't manage to win any of the time. 3 events here. So we'll have just a couple of minutes before the award ceremony for some local Chinese dancing in the capital of China, Beijing. Sit and enjoy as we prepare for the medal ceremony.
感谢舞蹈演员带来的精彩表演。
Thanks for the wonderful performance.
Thanks 感谢舞蹈演员带来的精彩表演。
Thanks for the wonderful performance.
I hope you enjoyed that little local culture before we get to the medal ceremony. The towers above the Olympic Stadium, the Bird's Nest Stadium as it was affectionately known, built for the last time China staged the Olympics, hosting the Winter Olympics and the Summer Olympics, one of the few cities to do so. And here at the Olympic Park, at the end of a kilometre-long, beautiful boulevard here, you have the setting for the Teqball World Series Championships. Well, we had 3 more finals today, and the men's singles award ceremony will be first up. First event of the day saw Romania against Poland final, and it went the way of the former world champion and #1 seed Apple Georgiak. Medal ceremony, we will have 3 dignitaries, all local officials from Beijing. Medals, flowers and the trophies. We have the president of the Beijing Teqball Association, Mr. Yang Ping, and also the Deputy Secretary General of the Beijing Olympic City Development Association, Mr. Ji Chuangpai, and the person who will be handing over the trophy for the men's singles will be the Inspector of Beijing Municipal Bureau of Sports, Mr. Zhang Hua. I wonder if they lost the players. Apple Georgiak and Marek Pokwab competing in the first final of the day. And in the end, it was a little one-sided. The other 2 finals went to 3 sets, but Apple Georgiak was never in the mood for being pushed to a decider in this first. Also had the mixed doubles and the men's doubles today. We've got the music now, and this should be our cue for the
女
men's
士们、先生们
singles.
，2024年台克球世界系比赛
in
北
both
京站
Mandarin
颁奖
and
仪式
English,
现
we're
在
told.
开始。
Ladies and gentlemen, the Teqball World Series Beijing 2024 awarding ceremony will now begin.
首先颁发的是男子
See, I told you
单
it
打奖项，有请获奖运动员入场。
First up, the men's singles event. Let's welcome the awarded players.
银牌获得者
Silver medalist
来自波兰，
from Poland, Marek Pokwab.
Marek in his first senior final today. The youngster joining the top table of competitors in the Teqball world. Couldn't quite take that final step as he was vanquished in the final with relative ease, to be honest, by the Supremo in this event. Former world champion Apple Georgiak from Romania, who took the title 12-4, 12-10. Little trouble with the pronunciation, but I assure you it is Georgiak. I think he's had all sorts over the years when he's gone on his travels. Interesting to see that one of the most successful Thai
有
players
请颁
ever,
奖嘉宾入
Jutitip,
场。
named
Welcome
Apple
the
Georgiak as a
presenters.
player she really admires and learns from, even now, as someone who hardly ever gets beaten in doubles. It's all very official, isn't it? Standing in exactly the right place. And the presentation committee, as I introduced them to you earlier.
有请北京市台克球运动协会会长杨平先生为亚军颁发奖牌和鲜花。
The medal and banquet will be presented by President of Beijing Teqball Association, Mr. Yang Ping, to the runner-up.
So Marek gets the silver medal and the flowers, but the big prize, the only one that really matters, isn't it, is the gold. And I think Marek will be back a few more times in the next few years. Made a real impression on the sport. We do have a Polish world champion at the moment, but that might not last for much longer. Apo Georgiak will surely be favourite to triumph at the end of this year.
Deputy Secretary General of Beijing Olympic City Development Association, Mr. Ji Chuanpai, to the champion.
My pronunciation of the
有请
Chinese
北
name
京市
wasn't
体
so
育
bad, was
局
it?
2级巡视员张华先生
Mr.
为
Jiang Hua
冠
will
军
present the
颁发
trophy.
奖杯。
The trophy will be presented by Level 2 Inspector of Beijing Municipal Bureau of Sports, Mr. Zhang Hua, to the champion.
And there it is. The trophy is lifted by Apo
有
Georgiak,
请
champion
颁奖嘉宾
again
与获
on the
奖运
single
动员
stage,
合影留念。
hoping to regain his
Now
world
let's
title.
welcome all presenters to take photos with the players.
Adds another World Series title to his CV. Apo Georgiak was supreme this week. Only ever looked like one winner in the final and throughout the tournament.
Thanks to our distinguished guys.
Congratulations to him. And congratulations to Marek Pokwat
请
for
获
getting
奖运
into
动
his
员
first
合
final as
影
well.
留念。
Please have two players take a photo together.
The last of the photographs for the men's singles
让我们
ceremony.
响起热烈的掌声，祝贺获奖运动员！
Congratulations to the medalist.
So 2 more ceremonies to go. Following in quick order. Events that he entered. Thousands here in the park every weekend, not just because of the Teqball, but a lot of filtered over. Those intrigued and those staying because of the excitement and drama that's been afforded. The Olympic rings on the top of the Tower Monument, 230 metres high. Our director.
获得者
Silver medalist
来自泰国。
from Thailand, Pakpong Jalun and Super Wadi Wong Kam Chan.
金牌获得者继2024年台克球世界系列赛北京站混合双打项目的冠军，
Gold medalist
来自匈牙利。
from
Okay.
Thailand, Pakpong
The trophy itself
Jalun
will be presented by Mr.
and
Fu
Super Wadi
Xiao
Wong
Hao.
Kam Chan.
Well defeated,
金
but
牌获得
certainly
者
likely to bounce
继
back
2024 年
in
台克
future.
球世界系列
Champions
赛
in
北
other
京站
events
混合双打
during
项
this
目的冠
season
军
indeed, but Subawadi
Gold
Wang Chan
medalist
and Pakpon
来
Dejeru
自
fell just short in the end.
匈牙利
from
to
Hungary,
Christina
Chaba
Ach.
Benik and Christina Edge.
And Chaba Banik. The first part of a glorious double for Chaba again today.
有请颁奖嘉宾入场。
Welcome the presenters.
The Thai team you see on the awards ceremony in front of us were victorious in the World Championships in Bangkok. They beat a
有请
Brazilian
北
team
京
in Doso
奥林匹
Moraes.
克中心区
And they
管
beat
委会
Banyik
副
and
主任
Janicek
丁军
at
先
the
生
first
为
ever
亚
Teqball
军
event in
颁发
China
奖牌和
in
鲜花。
Qingdao.
The medals
A little
and
over 12
bounties
months
will be
ago.
presented by Deputy
But today,
Director of
they have to
Beijing
settle
Olympic Central
for
District
silver.
Administrative Committee, Mr. Ding Jun, to the runners-up.
They lost in Vietnam to Banyik and Arch, and it was the same result today. They did get to a third set, unlike the meeting on the beach in Vietnam 3 months ago. But
有
second
请北
place
京
was
市
as
体
good
育
as it
总会秘书长
got today.
张国成先生为冠军颁发奖牌和鲜花。
The medals and banquets will be presented by Secretary General of Beijing Sports Federation, Mr. Zhang Guocheng, to the champions.
So the gold medals again. He's getting used to this, and he'll be back in about 2 minutes' time as well. Chaba Banyik receiving the medals and the flowers.
有请北京奥运城市发展促进会副会长兼秘书长傅晓辉先生为冠军颁发奖杯。
The trophy will be presented by Vice President and Secretary General of Beijing Olympic City Development Association, Mr. Fu Xiaohui, to the champions.
The trophies are raised aloft again. Banyik and Ach, just like they were in Madrid in May, in Vietnam in June, and now in China
Now let's welcome
in
our
September.
presenters to take photos with
The
players.
Hungarians add another title, and for Chaba Banyik, there's just no stopping him. Another glorious season. Well, it'll be one of the most competitive categories in the forthcoming World Championships when next Teqball returns to Asia at the highest level.
Please have 2 players take a photo together.
Cannot wait for that in Vietnam. The final photo, the players on their own. And the smiles wider on the left than they
让我
are
们
on the
再次
right,
响
as
起
you
热烈的
might
掌声
imagine.，
祝贺获奖运动员！
Congratulations to the medalists!
Chaba will deposit his medal, his flowers and that trophy, and then go back to collect another one in just a moment. Being the first event in Teqball's visits to Asia, where Hungarians have dominated and taken 2 of the 3 categories. Didn't manage it in Thailand events, didn't manage it in Vietnam, though they got 1 there. The first visit to China in Qingdao in August of last year, Banyik and Katz did win 1. But finally in Asia, Chaba at the double, picking up the medals. The awards ceremony for the men's doubles, and this time we will see the silver medals presented by the Deputy Secretary General of Beijing's Olympic City Development Association, Ms. Han Wen. Then a couple of
接下来
Europeans
颁发的
from
是台客
FITEC,
球世界系列赛
the
北京
gold
站
medal
男
and
子
the
双
trophy
打项目
presentation.，
欢迎获奖
and the
运
most
动
valuable
员
player
入
awards to
场。
follow as well.
The next award is the Teqball World Series Beijing men's doubles event. Welcome the awarded players.
Well, it wasn't long ago, so you must remember the victory for
Silver medalists.
Banyik and Katz. But
来自
first, we'll meet
塞尔维亚
again the
From
beaten
Serbia,
silver medalists,
Nikola
the finalists,
Mistral
who looked at
and
one stage when they won the second set
Bogdan
like they might be
Milojevic.
favourites to finally get a victory over their now regular rivals Banyik
金
and
牌获
Katz.
得
But
者
for Nikola
继
Mitrov
2024
and Bogdan
年台客球世界系列
Milojevic,
赛北
it
京
wasn't
站
to be.
男子
A
双
poor
打项
start
目
to
的
the
冠军。
final set. They dragged
Gold
it back to
medalists.
10-9, but
来
then
自匈
ended
牙
on a
利
double fault.
From
12-9.
Hungary.
Can you hear me?
Chaba Banyik and
There goes
Velasquez.
their little celebration dance. We've seen it so often today, let alone throughout the season. And back on the winners' rostrum and back digging for gold. Chaba 2 in 2 for him today, just like it was in
Welcome the
Madrid
presenters.
when he was with Katz for the men's doubles, and as they were in Bangkok last year for the World Championships in December. So Han Wen on the right of your screen will present the silver medals, then it'll be Laszlo Vaida, Secretary General of the
有
governing
请
body
北
FITEC,
京奥
who
运
will
城
present the
市发
gold
展促
medals.
进会副秘书长
The
韩文
Vice
女士
Chairman of
为
the
亚军
Beijing
颁
Federation
发
of
奖
Trade
牌
Unions,
和鲜
Mr.
花。
Zhang Liang.
The medals and banquets will be presented by
present
Deputy
the
Secretary General of
trophy
Beijing
itself,
Olympic
Zhang Liang.
City Development Association, Ms. Han Wen,
So first
to the
the-
runners-up.
Silver medals. And they will be back and still smarting, I think, for not making the final of the World Championships. They'll be doubling down on that. Important to get some experience in not dissimilar conditions in China, although it ended very fine and no humidity and not much wind today for the finals. And they should be proud of their achievement for sure. winners in Tulsa. Not been a bad season, but they've lost their number 1 ranking.
国际台克球联合会秘书
But a win
长
at
巴
World
斯罗瓦
Championships
伊达
could
先生
change all
为
that.
冠军颁发奖牌和鲜花。
Laszlo Vida, former Olympian with Hungary, the nation that invented the sport. The flowers and the gold medals. And don't think that he's the junior partner in this relationship, Balázs Katz, because he may be a little younger and not have as many medals, but he's such a crucial part. Many more medals that Csaba's picked up with this partner than even with Adam Blažević, when competition was probably less so. So just remains for the last trophy to be
The trophy will be
given.
presented by
Mr.
Vice Chairman of
Liang.
Beijing Federation of Trade Unions, Mr. Zhang Liang, to the champions.
Well, the familiar Teqball trophies are raised aloft again. They're getting used to it. And congratulations to them. They're there to be shot down, as it were. It looked like the Thai teams were catching the Hungarians up, and indeed of late have overtaken them. They took 2 of the crown.
Players take a photo together.
让我们再次响起热烈的掌声，祝贺获奖运动员！
Congratulations to the medalists!
Poland took gold in the silver in the singles, but it's gold in the
让我们再次响起
two
热烈的
doubles
掌声
events.
祝贺
For
获奖
Chababanic
运动员！
Congratulations
Ach
to the
and
medalists!
with Balázs Katz in the men's doubles. So the medals have been awarded, the trophies have been awarded. We come to the MVP, final part of the ceremony to close proceedings in Beijing today.
接下来颁发的是台克球世界系列赛北京站 MVP， 欢迎运动员入场。
The next award is the Teqball World Series Beijing Men's MVP event. Welcome the awarded players.
So let's see
男
who
子
the winners
MVP
are.
获得者
Men's MVP
来自波兰。
from Poland,
Wow.
Marek Pokwa.
For his progress, Marek Pokwa, must be a lot of Polish people voting for this, I would
女子
think.
MVP 获
Voted
得者
MVP for his run to the
MVP.
final, his first ever appearance in
来
the
自
final.
匈牙利。
Well, it's good to share the
From
awards out, I
Hungary,
guess you're thinking at home, because this is the
Christina
award you vote
Ach.
for. And Christina Ach, champion today in the mixed doubles. Didn't quite manage to win in straight sets, but it matters little. She's
有
had
请
such a
颁奖
good
嘉宾
season,
入场。
both
Welcome
with
the
Gabriela Cotter in
presenters.
women's doubles, but particularly with Csaba in the mixed doubles as they pick up their third title of the season at this level. It's the 5th World Series event of the
有请
season.
国际台克球
Three
联
of
合
which
会
have
主
been
席
in China and
加
just
博
one
尔
in
博尔
Hungary.
萨尼先生为男子 MVP 获得
Han
者
Zhirong
颁发奖杯
will
和鲜花。
be presenting
The trophy
the
and
Women's
banquet
Award,
will be presented
Gabor
by President of FITAC,
Bolshani
Mr. Gablo Bolosny, to the men's
will present
MVP.
the Men's Award.
有请北京奥运城市发展促进会常务副会长韩子荣女士
Christina
为
thoroughly
女子
deserves
MVP
this.
获得者颁发奖杯和鲜花。
The trophy and banquet will be presented
Back-to-back
by Executive
titles
Vice
in
President
Madrid
of
and Vietnam
Beijing
in May and
Olympic
June,
City
and back on the
Development
winners'
Association,
rostrum now
Ms.
after
Han
missing out
Zhirong to the
in
women's
Qingdao.
MVP.
I don't think she was in
有
Tulsa.
请
I don't think
颁
she
奖
entered
嘉
in
宾
Tulsa.
与获奖运动员合影留
So the
念。
Now
MVPs
let's
today,
welcome all
the best
presenters
male
to
and
take
female
photos with the
athletes.
winning players.
And the final set of photos, and then we'll be done for our 5th event of the
感
season
谢颁
at
奖
this
嘉
level.
宾，
One more
祝
World
贺
Series
获
event to come,
奖
of
运
course,
动
in
员。
Budapest.
Thanks to our
In a
distinguished
couple of
guests.
weeks.
Congratulations to the
And then we'll
players.
have one more event, the World Championship, to round off the 2024
女士
season.
们、先生们，2024年台克球世界系列赛北京站
Hopefully it won't
颁
be too
奖
long
仪
before we
式
have the
到
calendar for
此结束。
2025 announced.
Ladies and gentlemen, the award ceremony for the 2024 Teqball World Series Beijing station has come to an end.
有请所有到场嘉宾与运动员
So this
合影
concludes
留念。
The
Now
award
let's
ceremony.
welcome
Still to come. We'll see you next time in Budapest. And it's going to be all eyes soon on the World Championships in Vietnam. We'll be back with you for that, of course. Special event. The finals will be held over 2 days. But we'll go to Budapest next. We'll leave you with the sights of Beijing. And hope you've enjoyed our coverage this afternoon of this Teqball World Series event. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.